Trump needs money, and he's not afraid to beg and scrape for it. He's even reportedly shaming corporate donors with the F word so that he can raise his goal of $500 million by June.
You are all people that have a lot of money. I know 20 of you, and you're rich as hell. So anything you are going to do, it quadruple it. It doesn't mean it's just,
Insiders told Axios that Trump spoke with representatives of one company that reportedly stopped their contributions to the GOP following January 6th. He told them, "You guys made this amount of money last year, and you're gonna make so much more now because of me. But when I needed you, where the F were you? You weren't with me, and maybe you were with her." Her, of course, was referring to Kamala Harris. Trump was also confirmed to be seen raking a client and potential donor over the coals, again asking them, "Where were you the last 4 years?" Trump's fundraising is motivated by his intention to be seen as a strong president in his second term. In other words, not a lame duck. And his ambitious fundraising goal apparently is not even that ambitious. According to Trump advisors, the money is just pouring in at Mar-a-Lago. Trump doesn't have to lift a finger. Everyone's coming to him. We're looking at $500 million by June, and we're on track. It's sort of a target, but it's just a realistic projection of what's happening. Well, Trump's already been elected to the presidency. He, hopefully, will never get the chance to run another campaign. So who are these donors and what are they donating to? Well, donations are pouring in from a variety of industries, including healthcare, insurance, agriculture, finance, tech, and crypto, and they're often donating to the tunes of tens of millions of dollars. The donations are going towards the president-elect's inauguration account, the MAGA Inc. Super PAC, a political nonprofit called Securing American Greatness, the Republican National Committee, and Trump's Presidential Library Fund.
What book are you reading now?
Well, I'm reading
Bonfire of the Vanities.
I'm reading my own book again because I think it's so fantastic, Tom.
And Trump, ever the childish and ever the vengeful, has kept track of those donors who had stopped donating to the GOP following January 6th and those that never resumed donations once the fervor died down. Axios reported, insiders say Trump's even pulling out corporate balance sheets and referring to the company's bottom lines as their executives, some carrying donations, come to meet him. Now the question is why these donors are so eager to be debased by Trump and then give him millions of dollars. One lobbyist said it plainly, echoing the sentiments of so many of these donors, "We don't want to get doged." Axios cites several other reasons, including ideological alignment with Trump, getting favorable legislation in the upcoming reconciliation bill that Trump and the GOP-led Congress are putting together, or avoiding public criticism from Trump that can drive down a company's value. However, don't call this a pay-to-play scheme. One of Trump's advisors says that that is not what this is. He says he'll take your money and then tell you, "I don't give an F what you want." He said that during the campaign. He's going to do what he wants, what the base wants. I feel like he threw in that last part about what the base wants out of obligation more than anything, because we must always uphold, at the very least, the illusion of a democracy in this country. But we all know that Trump will just do whatever he wants to do. Meanwhile, Mark Zuckerberg is trying very hard to keep up with the influence that Elon Musk seems to have over Trump and the incoming administration. So he is throwing Trump a black tie, invite-only ball, celebrating the inauguration. He's got a few other notable partners in throwing the party, including Tillman Fertitta, a billionaire CEO who is quite well known here around the Houston area. But outside of Houston, you may be a little less familiar with him. You'll likely be hearing more about him in the coming months and years, though. He's already being rumored to be our nation's next ambassador to Italy. Zuckerberg is also cozying up with Trump pal Dana White, with White now sitting on the board at Meta. So if this isn't an oligarchy or a kleptocracy or a plutocracy, then I don't know what is. Whenever funding dollars are revealed in an actual democracy, the candidates who can raise money in smaller amounts from a larger pool of donors is usually more successful in elections because their donations indicate that they have widespread support amongst the voting public. In Trump's case, we're seeing the exact opposite. He's getting donations of up to $20 million from a handful of individuals and corporations. It is the opposite of democratic. It's perhaps capitalistic in the worst sense of the word, but capitalism and democracy were not always conflated the way that they often are today. But democracy is not a perfect system. It never was. It's always had fundamental flaws to it, as does any other system of government. For one, it's a popularity contest contest. If you're good at running an election campaign, if you're charismatic enough, you can be president, even though charisma is not indicative of aptitude in a role, and running a campaign requires a different skill set from governing. Also, with a democracy, moments for real accountability only arise every several years. Once individuals are elected into positions of power and authority, they can largely do whatever they want for the next several years. The other forms of checks and balances that we used to rely on in the interim period between elections to regulate authoritarian behavior have all but crumbled and failed. Pete Hegseth is about to run our Department of Defense. Kimberly Guilfoyle is about to secure an ambassadorship. The Senate confirmation hearings are a farce. Our entire system of government has become a circus, and instead of fighting against the dumbing down of our nation, we sit back and watch, either with glee or in horror, or in the worst cases, with apathy and incredulity. And January 20th will come and go, likely without any violence, likely without any commotion. There was a headline that said that Trump will get to enjoy the peaceful transition of power that he once denied Joe Biden, and we all are letting it happen. All right, that's it for me. If you got anything out of this, please like the video and subscribe to the channel for more. Thanks.